So this is Professor Lucien, and this is the update 4 demonstration. Uh, so, so in the last video that I created, I kind of freaked out a little bit when I found that a couple of the policy class codes landed on different years, and so I'm going to try to redo it here. So what I'm showing you here is my forecast base. So I created one tab in which I called forecast base. You can call it whatever you want. So I've got my descriptives, and I have 683 claims up above. The rest are outliers down below. I've got my trend, or I should say my annual analysis here. I've got my policy class codes. I've got my accident location, my accident source, and my new cause. I'm going to shrink that. So I built all this, and using the Pareto analysis, I should be able to figure out where I want to focus. And this is going to change each time I focus on something narrower. And so I'm going to keep all these numbers. And in addition to that, you need to bring over this table here from the assistance document. Again, I don't really care for what I've created here. It's something I've kind of built over time. But essentially, what I've done is, if you look at here, when I click on here, it goes integer S357. I'll double click on it. So it's entering whatever this is. So as I work, copy this tab or whatever and put it in a new tab, and then delete the claims I don't want to focus on, and I just have the claims I want to focus on, this automatically updates. And so I did the same here. I see I copied here, that's the average, and here is the paid average. So that'll automatically update. I did the same for everything else here. I'll just scroll down here real quick and just show you that I had made some tables down here just to kind of track the outliers. So these are the number of outliers per year. So as you remove more outliers from here, it's going to lower the total paid from the earlier years. So I may get more, so it might give me more of an inclination. We'll see. This is my policy class code. As you can see, 29 of the 34 outliers are from 8829. And then over here, I've got the subtotals. So the medical paid, indemnity paid, paid LAE, and paid total for the outliers. I have the number of open claims. That's a simple COUNTIF. And then here is another COUNTIF, just counting the number of X's in this column. So as I delete them, the X's will disappear then, or will go down, and my count will be accurate. So I copy and paste this over. So I'm going to start by looking at policy class code. My number one is 8829. So I created an 8829 base, and then I went up and I sorted. I should go up and do that real quick. So I go up to the top, and I click on the header row, and I go to data filter, and I sort by policy class code, and then I delete everything that is not. I'm sorry, this is 8826. I was like, whoa, for a second there. And then what you do is you just delete everything that is not what you want to focus on. After you do that, you go down below and you do the same thing. You turn this header row into a filter, sort by policy class code, remove everything you don't want to. So this is 8826. Then what I do is I call that 8826 base. And so then what you do is you resort your new cause. So highlight the data, go to sort, column Z, large to small, okay? And it gives you here. And then what we do is we're kind of reassessing what we want to focus on. So I'm not going to focus on, look at COVID-19, 163 out of 203. How many is that? 163 divided by 203. So 80% of the claims for 8826, yes, are COVID. And so when we don't ignore that, look at, there's barely any here to look at. I did look at slip, trip, and fall and patient overexertion. Look, there's only 10 and 12. So is that going to give us anything? So let's take a look. So for 8826, I didn't get anything from the figure because they only have claims in 2020 and 2021, and 2 points doesn't make a line. Well, it makes a line, but it doesn't make a good trend analysis. So, so we really have to go by the annual averages. So, I mean, these are pretty big annual averages, actually, going by what it says here. So in 2020, the total paid was 17, dropped to 7,000 in 2021. I'm sorry, yes, that's correct. Again, this is for slip, trips, and falls. We can scroll down here. They were all slip, trips, and falls, 12 of them. There are no outliers. So what am I going to enter right here? I'm just going to round it down a little bit, 12,000, just to make a number. And that's it. Not really, it's not a real easy justification by any stretch of the imagination. Probably, I don't know if it's going to make it on my final or not, because, yeah, it's just over the last 2 years, and it went from 9 to 3, you know, but that cut in half. So am I comfortable with 12,000? Not really, but I'm just going to leave this one. So for the 8826 patient overexertion, same thing. There was 9, and then it went to 1. It went from 27 to 6. Do I feel good about putting 17 in here? No, I don't. No, I don't. You know what I might do is just put the lower of the 2 years. So I'm going to put 6,500 in here. I'm going to go back and do that on the other one. I feel a little bit better. There's no outliers as well. So I'm going to go back over here. What's the lower of the two? 7,000. Feel a little bit better about that. Yeah. I would probably throw it in there, and it would be kind of grouped in with the other slip, trips, and falls and patient overexertion. I also did it for 8824 and 8810. There's barely anything here. So in 2020 there were 3, and then it went up to 16. It went from 2,000 to 82. Ooh, that's interesting. That kind of gives you a little bit more, doesn't it? That's a big jump for those two. What was it for patient overexertion? It went from 6 to 4, so it went down. It went from 17 to 3. So I'm going to put 3,500 in here. I've never really done this before because I've never had it where there's only 2 years represented. So I'm just taking the lower of the 2 years. Though this slip, trip, and fall is really interesting because it went up substantially. If I was to go lower of the 2, I'd just put in 2,800, but there's 82,000, and there's some outliers here. So what do I feel comfortable doing here? I'm not comfortable with 40,000, that's for sure. I'm not comfortable with just putting, how many claims? They say 9. If I was to go, if there's going to be the lowest number, 3 claims, and the average would be 4,500, what would that be? It'd be 9,000, it would be 13,500. I'd be comfortable with 13,500, but there's really no justification for it. What do I do? What do I do? I think I'm just going to say 9,000. Two claims. That's not even justified. What am I doing? I can't justify any of it because it jumped up so much. But I'm not going to put that, of course. That's really low. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one blank for now. That's a screwy one. But the numbers. Yeah, look at that's 33,000. What do I do? I'm gonna be real lazy. Go 10,000. I'm just gonna split it. It's unjustified. It's unjustified. It's a wild ass guess. I'm gonna go silly wild ass guess. This is so scientific. All right, so I did it for these. I probably won't include these. I just wanted to look at them because going crazy. We looked at the 8826. The big one was the 8829. This one definitely. I mean, this one had nothing for 2020 and 2021. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on here. It's definitely going to be something that we want to talk about in the report, right? Because it's just, I don't know. It's really weird. So resorting this, we got patient overexertion, slip, trip, fall, overexertion. COVID was way down here. There are no COVIDs in this policy class code. Why? Because there's no claim entries in 2020 and 2021, which that's what threw me off in the last video. So what are we going to look at? For the top 3, those are good numbers. Top 4, struck by. Is there enough here to look at? Yeah, it's okay. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that for you. So I've got the patient overexertion. This is my first choice. And I was able to graph these. And you see right here for the count, it's like around 7 or 8, I guess. And that's what I used. Total paid is right up there at 90,000. I put 89. I was being... Okay. The average is right around 6,000 is how I put, yeah. Put the lower of the two, 58,000. Ask this much. So this is what I did in class for you the other day. Go to slip, trip, and fall for 229. Okay, the number is right around 8. The total paid, even though it's going down, is around 20,000. And the average is just under 25,000. I put or 2,500, sorry, put 24. Lower the 2 is a 20,000, put it in there, justified 16. But that doesn't include these outliers. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It almost makes it justified to put that in there, but we're going low, okay? Because we're going to add it all up later. For overexertion, oh boy, it basically goes down to 0. Why am I putting 25 for the figure? That must have been what it was before. The figure is 0. The amount paid is 0. And the average is, the average is way up here. 4,500 or whatever it is. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, don't really like what this is saying. It's going down. 4 would be, that was the minimum that was done. The average is about that. I think there's another one. I'm just going to go with 10,000. Unjustified. Silly wild eyes, guess. Again, this will probably be thrown in with the others as overexertion. So if I was to do the 8829 and look at the struck by and against, let's take a look at that. Copy, create a new thing, paste it. I have to sort this and get rid of everything that is not the caught in struck by, or is it already sorted that way? Yeah, I think it is. I'm gonna double check to make sure. Struck by against is what I want. Struck by against is what I want. I said it twice just to make sure I knew what I was doing. 8829 struck by. Is that down here? Slip, trip, fall, struck by against. Yep. So let's clear out everything that is not struck by against. Okay. Now I gotta delete everything else here. All right. Delete. All right. How many are here? Just gonna double check everything. There are 39. There are 39. 39 and 39. All accounted for. We gotta sort this now. Data. Filter. The new cause code. A to Z. Get rid of everything that is not. So, oh, there's only one. Delete. And delete. Okay, let's do some graphing. I'll make this bigger so you can see it better. All right. So I need to update my figures over here. So for the count, I'm going to right click on it, select data, edit. I got to change just the Y values. Click on that. I have to make sure I'm on the proper tab. And then I click down to there. Because what it's doing is it's using the data from the original table it had. Do this one too, select data, edit. Just want to change the Y values. Make sure I'm on my tab. This is for total paid. Yep. Hit OK. And the last one, the average. Select data, edit, just change the Y values. Make sure I'm on the correct tab. I hope you see that I'm doing that. That it defaults to the original table, and so you got to go to your new tab. But once you hit OK, everything should update, and now I should have it went up and it went up and it went up. Isn't that interesting? Huh. All right, so let's do the forecasted numbers. All right, so 14 is from the figure. The total paid is between 35 and 40. I'll go 37. 37, 1, 2, 3. And for the average, it's right around 2,500. 2,500. Lower of the two is this. I'll put in 13, 2, 3. Everything else updated does include one claim of 33,000, which is the outlier. Done. That's what you have to do. It's pretty quick, right? I'm going to put that right at the end there. So now that I've done all of the policy class code and new cause, we really need to do I think we need to do some of the locations as well. I'm going to go back to the original base. Oh, I also did COVID only. Wanted to see where they lied. And you see most of them here were in 8826. There were a total of 218. So if I was to take 63 divided by 218, shaboom, 75% of them are in 8826. And that's why there was just so few in there. So that's an important point, I think, that there were none here. Most of them were here. There were a bunch in 882, and we looked at it. But I want to see what happens when we look at it from an excellent location. Now, where's the cutoff? That's the question we have. Where's the cutoff point? So we did 2. We got equivalence of 37%. That can't be right, can it? Total paid. I divided this by this. Yeah, that is correct. I got 67 when I did the top 4. And remember I talked about this. These seem so evenly distributed, and this hasn't been resorted. What the heck? Has it or has it not? No, it doesn't look like it has. But this is COVID only. Oh, this is COVID only. Okay, so for the COVID, see, it's just the COVID, the 218. Just the COVID, the 218. Just the COVID, there's 3 of them. Yeah, it is what it is. I just wanted to see how the breakdown. There were 153 in 2020. What is that? Little less than half, a little less than half was here. It was 310,000. Big hit to their work comp totals. Only 40,000 in 2021. We can compare the annuals to those because we hope this will be close to 0 in 2022. There may still be a few stragglers, but I just wanted to look at the COVID only. Sorry, I thought I was looking at the forecast base. So let's go to the forecast base now. I want to know how many excellent locations I should be looking into. So I can look at this by tiers. So these 2 definitely, top 2 are definitely. Top 4, I think it's justified. But the next 2 have some legitimate claim to be investigated. So let's do the top 4. That's 50%. That's probably enough, right? So I already set up 307 and 304. So let's go to 307. And I believe I already resorted the new cause code. And it really looks like I just need to look at patient overexertion. Oh, COVID's there. And maybe overexertion. So that's the only 2 I really need to look at. And we'll start with this one. So what I'm going to do is copy this into a new tab. And I can call it L307. And was it just overexertion or was it patient overexertion? Just going to put overexertion for right now. Let's scroll to the bottom and double check that. It is patient-related overexertion. All right. That big so you can see it. So go back in here, and did I call it patient OE? That was a primary concern in other areas as well, so legitimately. All right, let's go up, and we have to sort by policy class code. So we turn the header row into a filter. Sort the new cause code. Scratch that. I'm not doing policy class code. We're just going to look at the patient overexertion. Oh, there it is. So that's where the color code kind of helps a little. Delete. And scroll down and delete these. I don't know why that song from Napoleon Dynamite is stuck in my head right now. I haven't even watched it in a long time. All right, let's go down below. We got to get rid of the, it's already set up for us, for the patient overexertion. Delete. So we are just looking at L307, just overexertion patient related. And we can double check that because we've got 40 of these, we've got 40 of these, we've got 40 of these, and we've got 40 of these. So everything matches up. So now what we have to do is we have to graph it. And we're just going to do the 2015 to the 2019. I'll do the counts first. Interesting. So that we actually have some here as well. So under this particular situation, we could actually go to 2020. We could. because the counts aren't going to change in 2020. 2021 it went down, but that year is so off that we're not going to do it. Insert, scatter plot. Come on, go faster. All right, so we're going to add a trend line. Now I'm just going to go 3 years. I'm still going out to 2023 and go to R square. Isn't that nice? Put that right up there. So what's my estimate for count? I'm just going to type it in the table real quick. It's in between 7 and 8, so I got to round down. We'll go 7. All right, let's do the total paid all the way to 2020. Yeah. Insert. I don't know how many open claims there are in 2020, so. Oh, I have to first put in the years. Edit. I got to put in the X values, which are to there. Okay. Okay. Trend line coming. Trend line coming. All right, that is at 35,000. Trend line to 35,000. 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, R square value, not great. It would probably go up a lot higher if I didn't include 2020. Same there. So it's actually making it a little bit more conservative by adding it in. All right, let's do the average, and then I can get that number in there, and then we can select it. And then hopefully that's enough to show you at that point, because you're just going to repeat this over and over again for what the Pareto ratios say to us. And so it looks like it's going to be 1, 2 for each of the 4 accident location priorities. And then next week we're going to combine everything and kind of look at it and think about it and kind of interpret it. But right now we're just trying to figure out what the estimated or the requested investment is. All right, let's do this quick. This goes to 2020. Insert, scatter plot. Got to add the X axis values. Edit. X values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. Trend line coming. Trend line coming. Cannonball. Cannonball coming. That is, it's between 4,000 and 5,000. It's closer to 5,000. I'll go 4,800. Put that down there, 4,800. All right, what's the lower of the two? You know, they're all ranging up, so this is conservative. I'm going to go right at 21,000 because it's just $7, well, $17 short of that, but everything's kind of trending upward. So good. I've got a good number here. I'm going to do one more from the L307. Excellent location. So that was patient related. Let's do just overexertion because that's about all we're going to want to look at here. So copy this over. Create a new tab. Paste it. This is just going to be L307 and just overexertion. So I can go ahead and put a filter on the header row. Oh, wrong button. Filter the new cause, and I'm going to delete everything that's not overexertion. That's yellow if I... Oh, jeez, it really went fast. There we go. Delete. I know this is kind of manual, but isn't it? I mean, I hope you guys understand that we are really becoming intimate with the data set. To buy at dinner when we're done. Okay, overexertion. I got to go do that down below. Are there any... Nope, there are none. They all disappear. And I gotta make it bigger so you can see what I'm doing. I gotta check my work. There's 14, there's 14, there's 14, there's 14. All right, let's do the all the way through 2020. It's just 0. All right. Scatter plot. Best fit line. I mean, there's so few. I figured something like this was gonna happen. I got to go ahead 3 years. Not going to change anything. Yeah. Let's do the total paid and see what happens. We'll go all the way to 2020. It was 0 in 2020, obviously. There were no claims. Insert, scatter. Got to add the X values. Select data, edit. Well, if I can't see it, I can't do anything about it. Try that again. Select data, edit, X values, 15 through 20. Hit OK, hit OK, add a trend line. Extend it by 3 years, union R squared. All right, again, it went to 0. So at this point, I don't think there's any reason this isn't going to be a priority. There aren't going to be any. They're basically going to nothing. Lump it in with everything else. So that's for 307. 307 is now done. That's all I had to do. Now, I've got 304 here. Let's see what 304. Do I have to resort this? I already did it. Okay, so what do we got? Possible 3. COVID's one of them. Slip, trip, and fall. Overexertion, patient related. Let's go ahead and do the slip, trip, and fall real quick, and then I'll probably shut this down because you can then keep going on your own. And next week, I'll be providing all of my results and discussing it, which I'll get done this week. All right, so highlight the header row, turn that into a filter. We're filtering by new cause code. We're looking at strip, trip, and slip, trip, and fall. So I'm gonna scroll down. It's blue. Hit delete. And see, overall, there's not a lot here. Go down below. Is there any slip, trip, and fall here? There are. I should sort it, but I mean, there's not much to do. So it looks like overexertion might be something we look at. I don't know. There we go. Now we got to do the graphing. There are graphs here, so I got to update them. Right? All right. Oh, wait. I got to check my work first. So we've got 14. We've got 14. Got 14. We're just doing L304. So I'm going to have to go in here and go 304. And I think we're doing slip L304. Sorry. L304. Slip, trip, fall. Let's see here. We're just doing 14 slip, trip, fall. And there's 2 down there. Okay. I double checked my work. Now I need to update the figures. So I'm going to right click, select data. I'm going to edit. I'm going to click on the Y values. I'm going to make sure I'm on my tab. I'm going to highlight 15 through 20. Oh, they only had through 19. So I have to update that. So the X values, make sure I'm on my tab. It's going to go through the 20. Hit OK. Hit OK. R is equal to 0. Oh, it's all screwed up. Is it going to update on its own, or do I have to wait? Do I have to wait for a little bit? There we go. Oh, it's all messed up. Let's fix this. All right, the X values. Make sure I'm in slip, trip, and fall. 15 through 20. Y values. Make sure I'm on my tab. 15 through 20. Let's see if it did it. It's just messing with me. All right, let's see if we can fix this one here. Did it fix finally? Okay, it goes to 0. All right. That's what I figured was going to happen. And it went to 2024. Okay, so I need to go to 2023. Can I fix this? Format trend line? Yeah, because I added a year from before. I don't know if that's going to fix it or not. It's going to 0. All right, let's fix the total paid, see what happens. I mean, I didn't expect to get a lot out of this, so I don't want to waste your time. Just show that I am investigating it. So the X values, I'll do those first. I got to make sure I'm on my tab. I'm going to go 15 to 20. And then I'm going to go for my Y. I'm going to go my tab. And 2015 to 2020. Hit OK. All right, did it accept? It did. Interesting, right? 2 big years. All the rest were way down here. So, this is going to be 0. Doesn't look like there's going to be any claims, really. 2023, yeah, less than a claim. The total paid is going to be right around 7,000. Those are pretty close together, though, aren't they? So I'm just going to go 7,000. I only get 5,600. That's about it for that. I'll have to fill that in too. I mean, we're at 30 minutes here. That's for the 3304. Were there any others we would look at? What else am I going to do? Patient overexertion. I'm going to investigate that. So I'll do that one. Not a lot of money. There's more claims, but there's not a lot. Slip trip fall at 67. COVID was that much. So that was our second priority, L304. Let's look at the forecast base again. That was our second. Third and fourth. See, there are fewer claims and not a lot of money either. Because COVID is going to be existing in those too, probably, and it'll probably drag it down. But still, I'm going to investigate. I'm going to investigate these top 4 and just find out if there's anything in there. We're going to probably have 2 results tables, 2 final results, one with policy class code, the other, this is my final results tab, with one policy class code, 1 location. We'll have to kind of give management the presentation in 2 different directions, though we wouldn't put them all together because it's reporting the same data just from 2 perspectives, but it's still, we don't want to say it's this and that, it's this or that. Otherwise we'd be doubling up on the amounts. So that's where I'm going to end this week. So you're going to do both policy class code and you're going to do accident location. There's not a lot promising with the accident location. I think we might have more promising results with the policy class code, but I still think the accident location needs to be investigated because maybe something will jump out and be important for us, something that leads the way. Though it does seem that patient overexertion, slip, trip, and fall, overexertion, and possibly struck by are going to be the causes that are justified to consider. But really, we only saw it right there in the 229. So that's about it. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, just have fun with this.